Imagine this. You wake up one morning and feel a sharp pain in your lower back. You haven't lifted anything heavy or slept awkwardly. The pain lingers for days, then weeks, turning into a constant nagging ache. You go to the doctor, get x-rays, maybe even an MRI, but the results come back normal. There's no obvious injury, no slipped disc, no arthritis, nothing to explain the pain you feel every single day. This scenario is more common than you might think. Many people experience persistent pain without a clear physical cause. This doesn't mean the pain is all in their heads. It simply means the pain is not caused by damage to the tissues in that area. Instead, it highlights the complex relationship between the body and the brain, and how pain is ultimately a signal produced by the brain. This disconnect between what we typically associate with pain, injury, or damage, and the reality of experiencing pain without visible cause can be incredibly frustrating and confusing. It challenges our understanding of how pain works and often leads to seeking answers and relief. But understanding the true nature of pain and how our brains play a crucial role is the first step to finding lasting relief. We tend to think of pain as a direct result of injury. Stub your toe, you feel pain. Cut your finger, you feel pain. This makes sense. Pain is a warning system telling us something is wrong, but what if the alarm system is a bit overprotective, like a smoke detector going off when you burn toast? That's where the difference between pain and damage becomes crucial. Pain is a signal from the brain, not a direct message from the injured area. Think of it like this. You have danger sensors all over your body called nerves. When these nerves detect potential threats, a burn, a cut, or even stress and emotional distress, they send signals to the brain. The brain then interprets these signals. It decides if the threat is serious and if you need to protect yourself. Sometimes the brain interprets signals as pain even when there's no major damage. This doesn't mean the pain is imaginary, it just means your brain is trying to protect you, even if the threat is not what we typically think of as an injury. Let's delve a bit deeper into how these danger sensors and the brain actually communicate. Our bodies are wired with a network of specialized nerves called nociceptors. These nociceptors are like sensitive alarm systems, constantly scanning for potential threats. They react to things like heat, cold, pressure, and chemicals released from damaged tissues. When a nociceptor detects a potential threat, it sends an electrical signal up the spinal cord to the brain. The brain, acting like a central command center, then analyzes this information. It considers various factors, including the strength of the signal, the location in the body, past experiences, and even your emotional state. Based on this analysis, the brain decides if the signals warrant a pain response. It's important to remember that this decision is subjective and influenced by many factors beyond just physical sensation. Our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and past experiences all play a role in how the brain interprets and responds to these incoming signals. When pain persists for weeks, months, or even years, long after an initial injury has healed, it can lead to changes in the brain itself. This is the realm of chronic pain, where the brain's alarm system becomes overly sensitive, firing even when there's no real danger. Imagine your brain's pain pathways as well-trodden paths in a forest. With chronic pain, these paths become like superhighways, making it easier and faster for pain signals to reach the brain. This process, known as central sensitization, is a key feature of chronic pain. Studies have shown that people with chronic pain have structural and functional changes in their brains. Areas involved in processing pain signals, emotions, and thoughts become more active. The brain, in a sense, becomes wired for pain, making it more likely to perceive even harmless sensations as painful. Our past experiences, especially those involving trauma, can, really impact how we perceive pain. Trauma, whether it's physical or emotional, leaves a mark on the brain, shaping how we respond to stress and sensations later on. Childhood trauma like abuse, neglect, or even witnessing violence can make the nervous system way more reactive. This kind of heightened sensitivity can stick around into adulthood, making people more likely to develop chronic pain. And traumatic events in adulthood, such as a car accident or a violent assault, can also change the way our pain pathways work, which increases the chances of dealing with persistent pain. Trauma, honestly, can create a vicious cycle. The original trauma leads to changes in the brain that make someone more sensitive to pain, and this increased pain sensitivity can then bring on feelings like fear, anxiety, and helplessness, further amplifying the whole pain experience. It's really important to recognize this connection between trauma and pain, because addressing the underlying trauma can be a key step in managing and reducing chronic pain. Pain is a complex phenomenon, but understanding its basic principles doesn't require a medical degree. Think of your body's pain system like a car alarm. A car alarm is designed to be loud and attention-grabbing, even if someone is just lightly bumping into your car. It's better to be safe than sorry. Similarly, pain is your body's way of getting your attention, even if the threat isn't life-threatening. A small paper cut might send pain signals, even though it's not a serious injury. The brain is being cautious, prompting you to protect the cut and prevent infection. Now imagine having surgery. This is a major event for your body, and you'd expect a lot of pain afterwards. Yet, many people report surprisingly manageable pain levels after surgery. This is because the brain understands the context. The surgery was necessary, and the healing process is underway. The pain signals are still there, but the brain interprets them differently. These analogies highlight that pain is not always a direct measure of tissue damage. It's a complex interplay between the body and the brain, influenced by context, experience, and perception. The good news is that even though chronic pain can change the brain is also capable of changing itself, a concept known as neuroplasticity. This means we can retrain our brains to manage and even reduce pain. Here are some evidence-based strategies. First, graded movement. One of the worst things you can do for chronic pain is to avoid activity altogether. While it seems counterintuitive, gentle movement is crucial. Start slowly, gradually increasing the intensity and duration of activities you enjoy. This helps to retrain the brain, showing it that movement is safe and doesn't have to equal pain. Next, relaxation techniques. Stress and anxiety can exacerbate pain. Engaging in relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises, meditation, or yoga can help calm the nervous system and reduce overall pain perception. Another strategy is pain education. Knowledge is power. Learning about the science of pain, understanding how the brain and body interact can be incredibly empowering. It helps to reframe pain as a protective mechanism, reducing fear and anxiety. Finally, trauma-informed therapy. If trauma is contributing to your pain, seeking professional help from a trauma-informed therapist is crucial. Therapy can provide tools and techniques to process traumatic experiences, regulate emotional responses, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Take the story of Sarah, who had been struggling with debilitating back pain for years. Despite numerous doctor visits and therapies, nothing seemed to provide lasting relief. The pain controlled her life, limiting her ability to work, engage in hobbies, and even play with her children. Desperate for a solution, Sarah sought out a pain management program that focused on a multidisciplinary approach. She learned about the science of pain, engaged in graded exercise therapy, practiced mindfulness meditation, and addressed past traumas through therapy. Gradually, Sarah's relationship with pain began to shift. The constant fear and anxiety lessened, replaced by a sense of empowerment. She realized that while she couldn't erase the pain completely, she could learn to manage it, reduce its impact on her life, and rediscover joy and movement. Sarah's story is a testament to the power of a multifaceted approach, combining physical therapies, psychological support, and education to retrain the brain and reclaim one's life from chronic pain. Pain, especially chronic pain, can feel like an insurmountable obstacle, a constant companion that casts a shadow over every aspect of life. But it's crucial to remember that pain, even chronic pain, is not a life sentence. The brain, with its remarkable capacity for change and adaptation, holds the key to healing. By understanding the science of pain, embracing evidence-based strategies, and seeking support when needed, you can rewrite your pain story. It's a journey that requires patience, persistence, and a belief in your own ability to heal. Remember, pain is a signal, not a sentence. By learning to listen to your body, retrain your brain, and cultivate resilience, you can step out of the shadows of pain and into a brighter, more fulfilling future.